Welcome to We're Listening to Podcast, a community where all voices are heard. I'm your host, Rob Cook. Join me for a lighthearted show about the human experience with live conversations, discussions, and interviews of some of the newest to the most established 3P practitioners from all over the world. So no matter if you've known the 3 principles for years or you're new to Daily Insights, we hope each episode will inspire you to demonstrate a community where all voices are heard. Welcome, everyone. I hope this message finds you safe, well, and healthy. We are beginning to celebrate Sydney Banks' 50th anniversary of its initial insight. And with that, we're doing a series of deep dive or exploration into the 6 books that Sydney Banks wrote. Between 1983 and 2005, these books were the primary resources available to the original people who were inspired to take this revolutionary understanding of mental health to the world. And as the number of people joining the principles continued to grow, these books became basically the guide along the journey, helped people see their blind spots and continually quieted those down so they could listen and reflect more and look more deeply into the spiritual nature of the principles. We hope this 18-week program, beginning on Tuesday, September 13th, will do the same for you. Whether it's 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. London, or 3 a.m. Sydney, we are bringing you an in-depth exploration of the 6 books of Sydney Banks, starting with Second Chance, In the Quest of a Pearl, The Missing Link, The Enlightened Gardener, Dear Liza, and The Enlightened Gardener Revisited. You do not want to miss this event. You can find additional information at 3pgc.org. Again, it's the beginning of what's going to be an amazing celebration of this 50th anniversary of Sid's initial insight. And without further ado, everybody, welcome to today's episode. Welcome, everyone, to an amazing episode. I have dear friend and colleague. It's going to be fun. I'm sounding very professional right now, but I'm going to fall out of it very, very quick. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us today the beautiful, talented, gifted, just all around an amazing human being, Anna Scott.
Oh,
Hello.
Rob.
Hello.
It's so good to see you, Rob. You know I always love seeing and talking to you.
How are you?
I'm like my anemones. I'm blooming. I'm in full bloom right now.
Full bloom. I love it. Full bloom. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Before I get too starstruck and forget, okay. I don't do bios just because I like hearing fresh where people are with how they show up in the world and who they see themselves and how they identify. And so I do want to open that up and give you an opportunity to do that before I dive into all of your amazing sauce I want to talk about. So first and foremost, would you just, 1, thank you for being here, but 2, just take a few minutes to kind of share with the listeners, who is Anna Scott?
Anna Scott is a woman today, and she is, I'm a mother. I have 2 children. I have a 25-year-old and a 20-year-old, and I'm a widower, and I'm a kind human being, and I've been interested in seeking the truth my whole life. Like, what is the truth? Who are we? Like, what are we made of, and who are we? What's the truth of being a human being? And that's who I am.
I love that.
I'm flawed.
What'd you find?
Oh, what? It's real good, Rob. It's real good.
Oh man. Well, I do
Real
want
good.
to point to that because you do have an aura, a feeling about yourself that when you're in your presence, it's like you know.
Mm.
You know. So take me to that. When was, kind of when you remember that first time where it was no Anna,
Oh God, I think it was yesterday. Shh. I've only been doing this for how long?
I love it.
I get glimpses of it, and then I think I know, and then I see the next level of knowing. And how do you know? I don't think we can know this,
Yeah.
but I think I can surrender in and feel it for a while and just feel the love and beauty that I am, that all of me is, all of you are. Not my
Yeah.
skin, not my vagina, not any of that stuff, not my religion, but just the thing that's the essence in every human being. And once in a while, I get to feel it and remember it.
Yeah.
So and yesterday, I got a good dose. I remembered a little deeper, felt it a little deeper, just a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Yeah. I was laughing about that on an earlier call. It's like, I'm really only playing one game. Try to remember as fast as I can. You know?
Well,
Yeah, try to remember as fast as I can. I don't see any other thing we're doing in the game of life. It's just trying to remember that yes, I will be caught up just as everyone else will. And all it is trying to remember as fast as I can. I use the analogy if we all were ready to start a sprint race, on your mark, get set, go. And we take off and I see I'm running well. So I put my head back, my eyes are closed, and I'm just running as fast as I can, only to notice that everybody else has stopped running, turned around, and returned to the starting point. And I'm still running. I'm still running. And then it's like, wait. Oh, we could drop it that fast. I can get back to truth that quick. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. False start. I'm sorry. Here I am. I'm back. Yeah. So I love that.
Mm, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful image.
Mhm. So you've been, as you said, seeking truth for a long time, and you've also had a wonderful, opportunity and life experience as being in corporate, as well as running your own business, working with high level execs, coaches, and things like that. Like just jumping all the way in, what is it like? What are you seeing? What is it still fun? All of that.
Oh my God. Um, it's how do you describe this? It's humbling.
Mm,
I think that's the word. I mean, it's fun, but not, it's humbling to sit with people just like I am with you and feel the beauty of their heart and feel the beauty of who they are. And it's like, like when you're in an echo, like you say something and something comes back. And I think
mhm.
that's what I love about this coaching is, or whatever this is, whatever I do, is that it gets an echo. My heart gets echoed by your heart. And there's this beautiful feeling that just goes back and forth. And it's this beautiful conversation and feeling. And then I get paid for it. I'm like, how did I make this up? This is crazy talk.
How is
And
this
then
my life?
and then you get to watch people. It's like the best TV. I always say that I have the best TV shows, like reality shows. I get to watch people bloom into the true nature of who they are and go live these beautiful lives, creating amazing things and love and laugh and do what they want to do.
Yeah, and you do it well, so much so. Yes, I am going to try to pick with you for a minute. I pulled up what a few people just so happen to have said about their time with Anna. Here we
Hmm.
go. Anna is an incredibly gifted coach who has absolutely changed my life for the better.
Hmm.
Anna has had a huge positive impact on both my personal and professional life. It has taken me 3 years to write this review.
Hmm.
But looking back, I can tell you without a doubt that working with Anna was a pivotal moment in my life. This is definitely would have been the first sentence of my testimonial. Anna Scott is a unicorn, a musician, a true coach. Yes, that would have been mine. It's not me. Somebody else said it, but that's definitely a
Hmm.
unicorn, a magician, and a true coach.
Hmm.
Anna helps me to see through my blocks and distractions to the heart of myself. Anna
Hmm.
took my life, turned it upside down, shook out the devastating stories, experiences, and thoughts, and laid it all out on the red table to show me that none of it was true.
Mm.
That was pretty good.
And she's a magical writer, that woman. And
Really?
she's got a screenplay. She's got a screenplay and a children's book coming out that she
Really?
created. Yeah, like, which is really neat. She's a beautiful writer. Beautiful writer.
Oh man. So those I took were just some testimonials I found. Going into it, that's never the goal, for them to say that about you. So what's happening though? What's happening that they're seeing themselves in such a way that they just have to scream to the masses how beautiful Anna Scott is? What is that?
Well, Rob, you know this. You know, you had your experience. I saw it.
True.
I witnessed it. I was there.
Yeah.
What was that experience for you?
Yeah, I agree. That knowing.
Yeah. And because of that experience, look where you are, 3 years, 4 years later, 4 years later.
Yeah. Being the mirror, that reflection. It's like, hey, you see yourself? Oh my God, look. Look, like, open your eyes, look. That dress is really beautiful. Look right now, stop. And you're turning your head left and right, and you don't want to open your eyes and look. And I just got the mirror. I'm like, no. No. If you look, I promise you, it's going to be the most beautiful thing you ever see.
Oh, Rob, you know what you remind me of is an angel. I just feel like you're an angel in people's lives. You come down and lift them up into this next or higher level of being. I mean, all of a sudden I had a flashback of your military and like the protection, but I just saw you lifting people up and physically. And
that's interesting. I've never put that action as a protection. But what's funny is just here recently, for one of my mentors, I've started back doing security work. And it's such a different feel though. When I had to escort someone out of an event because they were highly intoxicated. And when I got him out and we got to the point where, it was my security duties were done. He was out of the party. I could go back out of the event. I thought about how an intoxicated person gets home. And I was like, hey, wait, you don't go anywhere, sit down. And I go back into the party, and because I was the security, I've been watching it all night. I find the guy I talked to the most. I was like, hey, is that the guy I walked out? Is that your friend? He's like, yeah. And I was like, I'm going to ask you to leave. Not because you did anything wrong, but only because I don't know how he's going to get home any other way. So we walk back out. He kind of goes, you're right. So he says his goodbyes. We walk back out to his friend. But the friend, I do everything discreetly because, some of his colleagues were there and things like that. And I don't want to, it's already embarrassing enough. But he was so taken back by me worried about how he gets home. And I didn't think about it to later, but security me would have been about just beating on my chest and tossing you out. But you're right. After seeing the humanness in all of us, I wanted to know how you get home. Like, if you got drunk at a party, who hasn't? You're like, cool. Like, that's a story for you to tell. That's for you to tell. But how do you get back to a safe space so you can play this game again tomorrow?
Oh, God. Rob, that's the angel in you. That is a true angel.
Thank you.
That's humbling. And what's humbling is I just got to see it. That's where it's humbling. I don't know why, but I got to feel it. And whatever I said touched you and brought this other thing out. And I don't know what just happened. I have no idea.
I think that's one of the things from knowing you over the years that I've always admired. It's not all, but a lot of people, when they say I don't know, there's this hint in it that I should, or I'm flying by the seat of my pants, a little recklessness in a sense, the way when some people say it. When you say I don't know, it's with such certainty that I'm willing to ride that too. Like, it's your certainty of not knowing that makes it willing to go with. Like, it's not that when you say it, I don't feel like if I just think of how when we talk to clients, if I'm hurting, if I'm in pain, if my thinking has appeared so real to me that I feel life is over, the last thing I want to hear someone say to me is they don't know. Why in the hell would I trust that?
I paid you for how much?
Exactly. Like, why would I trust that? I'm at least expecting you to make some shit up for me. Gee whiz, right? Like, you mean to tell me you don't, but the way you've always been okay with walking into that and letting it unfold and holding the space for others in it too, is why I think all of those comments say things like that. They do. Like, all those comments were from different people, the testimonials from different people. They said the same thing. Slowed down my thinking, got me to see myself. Different words, but the meaning and the impact behind them all was you got them to see themselves.
Have you been an interpreter? Did you do like interpret work? It's really interesting how you can get to the essence of things. I wouldn't like, it's really, I mean, like I may look like a fool right now, but I don't care. I mean, you're saying that and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I do is I show people who they are, but I didn't see the testimonials like you saw the testimonials in a different perspective. You saw the essence, the similarity.
So I'm just wondering, the only way I've seen this. That's been the only way I've seen this. Like, I don't, and I still don't understand what we teach intellectually. Like, I really don't. Like, it does not make sense to me intellectually. Trust the things I don't know. Put away the things I've seen happen in my life before and what I feel to be my experience to be true, or whatever the case may be. Not believe my mama and my grandmama. You know how big that is.
I might get a whooping from that one.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So it's kind of like it has to be something deeper. Like, it has to be something deeper. Like, the other day I don't remember if I told this story on air or not, but I'll give you the brief part of it. There was a gentleman who raised the object and was about to swing it at me. And his reasoning for doing it was because he was at war with Black people. And this is a couple weeks ago. And I put my hand out, and I never really realized at the time what putting my hand out meant, but I just put my hand out and it's like, stop. And I was like, whatever you have originally thought was going to happen when you swing that, it's not going to happen, man. I said, I need you to really, really like understand, if you swing that object, this is going to go completely different than you think. Now, when I say that to people, some people's like, oh, you're about to give him a beat down. No, I was telling the truth. I have no idea. You could swing this and knock me out. You could swing this, you could kill me. You could swing it and miss, and I take you down. You could, like I'm saying, there's a million ways this could go. I'm just saying how you thought it was going to go before swinging, and it's not. That caused him to kind of stop. And he asked me to restate it. His way of saying it was like, his way of saying that was, fuck you say to me. That was his way of responding.
See, that's the interpreter in you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but what he was saying was, at that moment, I knew we were both right here. I knew we were both right here. He was out of what he thought was going to happen, and we were in this moment. And I just said, man, like the police, like the witnesses, there's a lot more at stake that you didn't think about. And he lowers it was a guitar, what it was. He lowers it. And I said, I'm gonna put my hand out to pound you. And I said, this pound is just saying, I mean you no harm, because I'm gonna walk this way and I hope you walk that way and have an amazing day. And he kind of looks at my hand and he's just like, and then he screams out, but a black man killed my family, my sister. And I was like, that would piss me off because I love my sisters, but not me. I didn't do it. Like it wasn't me. So he ended up pounding my hand and he walks off. He gets about a block and a half away and he turned around and screams, no, fuck you. Right? But I smiled so hard because a block and a half is at least 25, 30 seconds. That he was not in the pain and suffering that he lives his life by.
Can I kneel down and kiss your feet?
No, stop it, Anna. Stop. No, but that's how I see this. It's
Rob,
never the words. It's always the behind, the come from. That Michael cracked my head so open in seeing that. It's never the words. It's never the behaviors. It's always the come from, because the behaviors will make sense if I understand the come from.
Can I share something with you?
Absolutely. Well, hold on.
So
it's going to be a whole bunch of people when you share it, just so you know. So
yeah. Okay. I don't care, but it's right now. I don't see them. They can hear it. I hope they get it and they love it. Okay,
I just want to make sure.
And if not, I'm sorry if I offended. It wasn't intentional. I studied Aikido, and I think we talked about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what I've seen, the truth, and you just demonstrated it, is I don't know if I'm going to try and find the words for this. In our culture, we have people who hurt like this man, and Mori Hayashiba said, people only attack when they're hurt. He was in the past pain. Mm-hmm. And what you did was you brought him present, which is there's only love in the presence. That's the truth of who we are. It's who you are, it's who I am, it's who he is. And for a moment, he fell out of his thinking and fell into the presence, which is love. And you reminded him of that. And that's what will transform wars, racism, brutality. It was just that moment. Mm-hmm. And that's why I want to bow down to you and just say thank you. Just thank you so much. Because it's one thing doing it on a mat, but it's another thing when somebody's actually doing it live. Mm-hmm. And that's a true master.
Yeah. You saying Aikido reminded me. I remember when I first started fighting for sport. And I had a Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor who really loved and hated me at the same time. Mm. And his reason was because I was such a good worker and a hard student and a seeker. I wanted to do it right. He loved that part. But he hated that I was doing all that to fight. Mm. He hated that I was learning to fight. And we had a weird relationship. It was so weird because he would fuss at me like no other student. He would hold me to this standard and I'm like one of the young belts. Like he would fuss at me like I'm like one of the brown belts in the dojo or something. But it was because he could see that I was getting it to try to prove something. I was getting it to fight, to harm. And when I realized that while I don't know what would have happened if he swung that object, I've been trained very, very well on a response for it. So I knew something was going to come from me. But here is an opportunity where none of that even mattered because I didn't have to fight, period.
Right. That's true, knowing the truth of who we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the most powerful thing in the world. There was, I'll share one story, my one story. So I had my husband, my deceased passed, I don't know, my husband who passed, he had dementia and he had night shades, and I had done something that really had upset him, understandably. And one night, he went to get a knife, and I just got really present, thought, is this the night that he's going to kill me? Like, is this the, and I just was so present in every moment that he ended up putting it away and walked away from it. But I think it was because of the presence.
Absolutely. I would agree.
Not
I would agree. Not you, not what you said, not the presence.
nothing, the presence. And that's what we're talking about, is how do we get so present and see what shows up and not have anything on it.
To not have anything on it. There's a promotional marketing thing that they ran in the military once for PTSD. And it was put time between the trigger. And what it was they was asking us to stop now, once you come back or after going through PTSD training or things like that, to stop sleeping or leaving with your guns wide, loaded next to the bed, to put a gun lock in between them, like pull the magazine out, lock the gun up, put it away. And the thought behind it was, if you get so caught in your thinking that you think today is the day I want to blow my head off, that the moment you have to go into the safe, put your code in, unlock the weapon, then put hopefully that's enough time for you to get present to realize this isn't the decision to make.
Oh my gosh.
And at first I used to think it was the dumbest thing ever until I saw the essence of what they were trying to do by that. And I was like, that's so much more, in my opinion, that would have been so much more profitable to teach than to say, put a gun lock on, right? Like, because I'll start thinking it's the lock.
Right.
But it was, no, it's the bring you to the present will stop that. The lock is just there,
Right. Oh, Rob, we're so blessed. We're so blessed that we see this.
Yeah.
And the thing I've loved about you, and I think this is my new insight, God, I'll get teary. I was always jealous because I could see how much you wanted to share it. You immediately went into of course you'd want to share it. And one of the things that I've just seen recently is that I never felt like I had anything to share because I didn't believe I was worthwhile. Like, it was so deep in me, I didn't believe it. I had a culture that told me I wasn't, but I believed it. And I just see now, like, talking to you, of course we want to share this. We want everybody to know this.
Absolutely.
Well, I know, but if I didn't believe I was worthwhile, I wouldn't share it.
No, that's a very good point. Absolutely. That is it. It was learning how to love myself. It was when I became aware that I loved myself, then certain behaviors just didn't make sense anymore.
Right.
Like certain things to be caught up in and certain things it was so funny. I was thinking, like, again, back to the security thing, was no wonder I was so anxious, because I was such an asshole in having to do my duties that somebody would come back and knock me in the back of my head. So I should be looking over my shoulder. I should be, but if I just do what I did, now, if I run into that gentleman that I escorted out, I don't think he's swinging. And I got the same effect, a secure client.
Right. I think the thing is that when I know our time's running out, my time is running out, but this is the thing that I would love to leave on. Is one of the things that I want every human being to know is that they're worthwhile, that they're made of this love and light. Because once we understand that, all the behaviors are different.
Yeah.
But if you don't know that, you don't know that you are God. You have this light in you. I didn't. I had a lot of great ideas. And then once I really see it and see it at a deeper level, like I am whole, I am good.
Mhm.
I'm not believing any of the crap the culture fed me. I'm not believing that. I choose.
I choose.
Yeah, I'm worthwhile.
I
It's gonna
love
it's
it.
gonna be my t-shirt. I'm worthwhile.
I'm worthwhile. I love
So
it.
are you.
Now
We all are.
here's where you're gonna get mad at me probably,
What? I'm gonna
because
shut my door.
that was super, super powerful. And because we're me and you operate in the moment, I gave you
Mhm,
no heads up about the template of the podcast.
mhm, mhm.
And so when we're nearing the end, I asked you to share what you want to leave on. So, no, but we ain't end yet. So I need you to leave on something else. I want another nugget. That's why I say you're gonna get mad at me.
Oh
So,
no, that is the nugget. Okay, this is the nugget. Let me see. Okay, I'll give you a nugget. Hmm. Hmm. I love you because I'm love. And I do love you wholeheartedly from the moment I met you, because I see you and I are the same.
And I love you back.
Yeah. And I'm grateful that our lives have passed.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. For more information about the podcast, please go to 3pgc.org. If you're looking for more information about how to become a practitioner, or you want to be featured on the show as a new, fresh voice in the principles, send us an email at info@3pgc.org. We'd love to hear from you. Knowing there is no end or limitation, nor are there boundaries to the human mind, have the day you deserve. Have the day you deserve. Have the day you deserve.